Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're featuring yet another Sinn, and this is part of the U1 family. This is the U1 SE, and there's quite a few U1s available really, and I would say this is possibly my favourite of the entire range. I really love the contrasting colours of this watch. Now, before I actually get into the full review, I've got to say a big thank you to Ryan and the team over at Francis Gaye of Coventry for allowing me to review this watch. I really do think they are the premier Sinn dealer in the UK. And I say, if you can't actually get along to their shop to visit and see all their stock, you can always give Ryan or a member of the team a call and they will sort you out a deal and get the watch promptly sent out to you. So, as I say here, what do we have? Now, the U1 is an iconic dive watch for Sinn. Let's face it, when you say dive watch, a German dive watch, you automatically think of the Sinn U1, or at least the U1 range anyway, the U series range, sorry. But the U1 is by far their most popular iconic diver. And this one came out, I believe they spoke about it in late 2016 and they said they'd be releasing this. And this really caught my attention. This is one I would like. The U1 I've always been a bit 50-50 on, but this one I think just looks fantastic. I love the contrasting, colours, as I say. The fact that it's got such an easy to read dial, the overbuilt look of it, it's a star. So, what do we got here? We've got a 44mm case size, we've got 14.8mm thick, and a 15mm lug to lug across here, and the bandwidth is 22mm. Let's zoom in a little bit on that dial, see what we got. Just look how clear and easy to read it is. It just looks superb. It looks really kind of just so concise. I think just looking at that dial, there's no messing around. It just does what it says on the tin kind of thing. So we've got printed hour markers in this strange sort of like Space Invader kind of style, but it links in with the Lego style hands as they've been nicknamed. And I love the way even this second hand overruns the minute track, so you can set this watch really precisely, and it's just nice little touches like that which I think really aid in this watch. Now, some might be saying, what's the loom like on this? Because normally if you've got coloured markers and all that, it's not so good, but I was actually pleasantly surprised. The loom is actually pretty strong on this watch, so I say it wasn't what I was expecting. I thought maybe the loom might not be quite so good as it is, but it is actually very good. I even like on the hands how they have the same matte finish as the dial, and they just kind of seem to blend in and you just read the end of the hands. Now, obviously, we've got minimal text on this. We've got the Sinn U1 automatic, and yes, that's 1,000 meter of water resistancy, and the nice, just at the bottom there, made in Germany. The date window looks good because it has a black background, so I would say the only thing, maybe they could have done the same colour as the hour markers, but that's, I don't know about that, nitpicky I think that one's being, but it's always an option. Now, as we come out here, we do have a Sapphire Crystal with, as we can see, plenty of AR coating, because it really does look you're not picking up that much reflection at all. Now, the bezel features Sinn's, what do we call it now? The captured bezel. So we have screws with a locking ring holding this bezel in place. As for bezel action, let's see here. That's not bad. Very positive click. A little bit of back play, but it feels better than many of the U1s I've handled in the past, and lines up perfectly as you would expect. Now, the case. Now, a lot of people might be saying, oh, it's black, it's gonna, it's not gonna last long, you'll give it one slight hit or it will scratch up without you knowing it. But honestly, Sinn uses its black hard coating on this. I've said it before in other videos, but most steel is like especially if you're talking 316, is around about up to a maximum of 200 Vickers in hardness. Now, if you were to get, say, some companies offer DiaShield that takes up to 500. Other companies like Sinn can go up to 1200, 1500, but when they apply the black hard coating, it can go over 2000. These are actually very resilient to scratches and marks. Don't get me wrong, if you hammer it into a door, or something hard, it's not impervious. It can be damaged, but it's a lot harder. Let me put this into context. Here is the U2, which I have had for 9 years. And you can see just how well it's actually held up. There's a couple of tiny hairline marks on a clasp, but you show me a clasp after a year, normally you see a big difference. Now, I should point out, this silicone strap is completely interchangeable between both models. So you can order the SE model here with this black bracelet. So just so you know. Now, the way they do this, which is one thing I should point out, which is nice, is the crown is offset at the 4 o'clock. We're just past the 4 o'clock position. Now, to some people, they might not realise why, but when you press this against your wrist, if you have a crown at the 3 o'clock position, it can press down on your back of your hand, and that's not always desirable. So that's one reason I put it there. It is also a screw down crown. As you can see, plenty of thread. Still screwing out, boom, and now it's released. So even things like that, they really do overbuild these things. Now, the actual steel itself, which they use on this, is German U-boat steel. What I mean by that is submarine steel, and it just means it's far more corrosion resistant than most other steels out there. We also have here drilled lugs, and that makes changing the strap far more easier. We do have a solid case back on this, as you can see there. If it wasn't to have that, you would see its movement, and the movement in this watch is the Sleater SW201 with about coming on for about 40 hours of power reserve. Now, you'll get a few watches advertised that they might use that movement, but Sinn always use the top grade Sleater SW200 movement, so it's a lot more accurate than, say, some of the lower ones. Now, when it comes to accuracy, I put this on the time grapher, and Sinn do a great job of their regulating, because this was coming out, I think it was 1 second out a day, and that is truly impressive. So anyway, let's have a look at this silicone strap. Now, the silicone strap itself, I really am a fan of these, because I've got some of these straps dating back over 12 years, and they still feel as supple as they did from day one. Some straps I know can actually start to crack and things like that, but this one doesn't. I'm really impressed with that. So, also, we have the we have the clasp on the back here. If you pull it out, we have a dive link extension, so you can see there, and that comes out, and there you go. And that is also hardened, as you can see by this symbol there. So let me put this on my wrist and you get an idea how it actually looks. Let me zoom out for this. A quick wrist check. I'm wearing my Oris 65 diver. Bob's got the new Seiko Solar Chrono. I'm not exactly sure of a reference number, but I'll be doing a review of that. So let's put this on. Now, it's massively oversized. As you can see, Sinn allow, I don't know if they allow us to wear it around your leg or something, but that is a massive amount. I've got a 7¼ inch wrist, and that's how it looks on there. And I think it looks truly good. Now, another option possibly for us, if you did have it on a bracelet or you wanted to try it on a leather strap, I think something like this would look cracking on this watch. So a nice brown black looped, I think would look great on this. I think it's one of those watches, it just looks great on different leather straps. So anyway, there you go. Hope you enjoyed my little review of the U1 SE. If you've got any questions about a watch, feel free to contact me, or if you wish to purchase a watch, go on to Francis Gaye's website, which I'll leave a link below, and give them a call, and you'll be able to get this watch. Again, all the best, and stay safe out there, guys. Bye.